So, welcome back to our PCM 25 career mode. In our last episode, we managed to take a really nice victory on stage 3 of Etzulia Basque Country with Serrano. But when it comes to GC, we were completely uncompetitive. And after that, we took on the Vuelta Asturias, a sponsor objective, and our GC rider crashed with one climb to go on the final stage. I'm sorry, but that's now happened twice this season, so I'm hoping that our bad luck is finally behind us. Because, to be honest, our team is in a pretty dire situation when it comes to the World Tour ranking. To stay in World Tour next season, we have to finish in the top 18 of this ranking, and at the moment, we're 22nd. So simply said, today we need to score UCI points. Hopefully, that is where this race comes in. The Tour de Romandy, lots of UCI points because it is a World Tour team, but that also means big competition. The stage race does have 2 time trials, so on paper, Ivan Romeo should be able to do pretty well in those. But sadly for us, Ineos brings to this race Filippo Ganna and Josh Starling, so I don't think we can win that time trial. Meanwhile, stage 2, 3 and 6 are sprint or versatile sprints. But Visma Leasebike comes to this race with Olaf Koy, Wout van Aert and Matthew Brennan, so that's unbeatable for me. But combining those time trials with a massive mountain stage like this one, Tion 2000, I do think a top 5 is not completely impossible for GC. Like sure, we've got competition like Lenny Martinez, Anton Pidcock or Matteo Jorgensen, but I would say that's not the deadliest start list for a GC I've ever seen. So hey, we'll try our best for GC, and that starts with stage 1, a 6.9 kilometer prologue. Of course, Filippo Ganna is the favorite, but we want to get as close as possible for GC purposes. Anyway, let's begin. So, there goes Ivan Romeo, our Spanish champion. Josh Starling is leading the time trial as we speak by 16 seconds on Wout van Aert, so let's see how close we can get. Of course, a short prologue means we can't spend all our yellows, so it's all about our red bar. We gotta try and manage it perfectly to the finish line. We've got just about enough to finish like this. Come on, Romeo, this is your moment, this is your moment. And second place on 5 seconds, that is pretty good. Filippo Ganna entering the last kilometer, the last rider on the road, so the last rider that can actually beat us for second place, and I think he will. Let's take a look. He does, and he wins. But to be honest, a 3rd place on this time trial is a good performance because we always expected Ganna and Tarling to beat us here. But of course, finishing 3rd means we're basically taking time on every single competitor for GC, like Jorgensen. So hey, a pretty good start. Now, stage 2 does have a couple of clowns, but I do expect this to basically be a sprint. Olaf Koy is the favorite, but our sprinter is finally back. Matthias Kopetzky, returning after his long injury during the Classics, is ready for a potential top 5? I don't think we'll be able to achieve much more here. The stage has begun in pretty rainy conditions. Matthias Kopetzky with a -1 race day condition, but a +1 on his sprint stat, so I'm not complaining. I'm sorry, but what is it with World Tour teams citing riders that can barely pedal a bicycle? This man, Frank right here, has 52 mountain stat and has a contract at Little Trek. Is 20 minutes behind the peloton. I swear they're giving out World Tour contracts with cereal boxes these days. Anyway, 9 kilometers to go. I'm trying to set up my sprint train and it's somewhat working. Bellocchi is leading with Alvarez in the wheel, but we're losing ground here at the back. So let's try and get Schwarzbacher to the front here. Come on, guys. We gotta find our way through. Hector Alvarez 99. Bellocchi, get out of the way, buddy. Get completely out of the way. We've got Romeo up next, can launch right now already. Alvarez out of the way. We've got Schwarzbacher almost in the wheel of Romeo, so this is good, but we're spending some red bar because this is slightly uphill. Ay, this is not looking fantastic. I forgot my energy gel for the billionth time. We've got Olaf Koy on the left with Hofstetter in the wheel. What if I can go to the wheel of Hugo Hofstetter for now? Let's do that. 2 kilometers to go. Let's wait. We launch right now with Schwarzbacher. Kopetzky in the wheel. This is not going to be good. I can feel it already. There goes Kopetzky on the right side of the road, but not even a top 5 will be possible. It's going to be a simple top 10, I think. And the winner is Olaf Koy, ahead of his teammate. Wait a second, Frank is just one example. We also have this guy, Skopinic Burgel, who is also 57 mountain and rides for Jeff, but also this guy, Luongo, for Little Trek again with 59 mountain. What is happening with Americans that can't pedal a bicycle? How do they manage to get World Tour contracts? How do they keep getting away with it? Anyway, our lead out was not good enough, our sprint was not good enough, so 10th place, simple as that. Do I get any UCI points for stage results? Yes, we do. 60 points for the winner and 2 points for the 10th place. So Kopetzky scored us 2 UCI points. There we go. Very quickly, most of you know that I fell in love with the sport of cycling through Pro Cycling Manager. But actual cycling myself, that started with Zwift, the go-to place for indoor cycling. Over the last month, I've been racing on Zwift a lot against people on my level, and I've been loving it. In fact, because Zwift makes my workouts fun, I've been able to lose 20 kilos in the last 3 years. Now, if you want to try Zwift yourself but you don't have an indoor cycling setup, don't worry. You can now get 15% off a Wahoo Kicker Core 2 through the link in the description. Anyway, back to the video. As you can see from this email, I do have some bad news. Diagnosis of Jakob Ommerzel after a fall, fractured hand. And that's actually quite problematic because Ommerzel was supposed to be a rider going to the Giro, so that ain't happening. Oi oi oi, if we look even closer, Ommerzel will only be back a few days before the Tour de France, so he will not be in form for the Tour de France. So this means I have to remove the Tour de France and the Giro of his schedule, so I probably have to send him to the Vuelta then. There we go, let's add La Vuelta to Ommerzel's schedule. But now the question is, who do we send to the Giro d'Italia as his replacement? Markel Bellocchi is speaking for Romandy, so on paper he should still be in proper form for the Giro, so let's select him. And I think for the Tour de France we have to go with the likes of Andro Kamika. Honestly, losing Ommerzel is a proper hit to our team. This also means we have to change the rider objectives of certain riders, so Okamika will lose to the Swiss, and I will add the Tour de France as a rider objective. Meanwhile, Jakob Ommerzel will lose the Giro and the Tour de France of his rider objectives, and I'll add the Vuelta. And a very important one, Bellocchi has a rest week planned during the Giro, so that ain't happening, buddy. You're cycling. But bad news to the side, I've also got some good news. Today's date is May 1st, so it's time to look at our transfer dossiers and decide which riders we'd like to sign for 2027. Oh snap, this is important. Ivan Romeo is out of contract next season, so we have to extend him. But of course, his interest is on 100%, so we don't exactly need to do that now. We can wait a few months. I'm also potentially intrigued by Christian Rodriguez. Yes, he's 31 years old, but 77 mountain stat for 5 dossier points might be worth it for a 1 to 2 year contract. But just like Romeo, his interest is on 100%, so we can wait a few months. Ooh, I am quite intrigued by this guy, Afonso Elalio, pretty solid rider on Bahrain Victorious in real life, 76 mountain, 24 years old, and only 3 dossier points, so I reckon that's worth it. Afonso is on our list. There we go, our first rider. And actually, I might plunder Bahrain Victorious a little bit more because Daniel Skerrel, I met this guy at the Tour Down Under in real life, a really nice guy. 76 mountain stat, 23 years old, so that's a great signing for 3 dossier points. There we go. I also think our sponsor would want me to sign more Spanish riders, so for example, Igor Arrieta, 23 years old, 74 mountain, 75 medium mountain, is a perfect signing, but once again, 100% interest, so I can wait a bit. Okay, Primoz Roglic is on the transfer market, but 36 years old, he's on the brink of being washed, plus he's not exactly interested, so I don't think I'll do that. But I do want to sign this guy, Zak Erzen, Slovenian man, 20 years old, 72 sprint stat, 76 acceleration, 1 dossier point only, so we might as well add him already. There we go. I think I might try to double down on signing another Portuguese rider like Rui Oliveira, 75 sprint stat, 73 hill stat, also 72 cobble, so could fit our cobble team, 3 dossier points only, so why not do that? Actually, with 75 sprint stat, he's already our second best sprinter, but he's also a great lead out for the future. I think if we really want to bring Sirocco for endurance to greatness, then the go-to play is signing a junior and U23 world champion, Lorenzo Finn. Italian, 19, 76 mountain, 78 medium mountain, 78 hill, but so incredibly talented. 6-star potential when it comes to stage races and climbers, so this is the man we need. Only 5 dossier points, and I think we can get this guy to 100% interest by the end of the transfer season, so Lorenzo Finn, I pick you. Now, I know I said I wouldn't be adding 100% interest riders to my list yet, but I think I'll do it anyway with Ivan Romeo, for example, to have an overview of what riders I will have next season. I know it's not necessary, but it's easier that way for me. I also think I want to keep Iker Mintegi, 23 years old. He's been helpful as a domestique and in breakaway, so let's add him too. And Unai Ramos is 73 mountain at 20 years old, so that's also worthy of an extension. But do I want to sign Christian Rodriguez? He's kind of on the edge when it comes to his age, so I'm not certain about that. But I have no doubts about this man. Igor Arrieta is joining our team next season, so let's open those dossiers. By the way, Ruger Adria is also on the transfer market and is available, but I'm still doubting about it, so I might decide in a couple of episodes. Also, I think it would be illegal to sign Rui Oliveira without signing Ivo Oliveira, his brother, so we just have to do that. There we go. Ivo is actually quite a similar rider to his brother, but we can actually compare two riders in Pro Cycling Manager. If you click the right bottom of this rider selection box, it opens up this view, and then we can simply select Rui Oliveira, and now it's comparing Ivo with Rui. Ivo is slightly better at climbing and time trial, while Rui is better at hills, sprint and cobblestones. Anyway, we got about 3 dossier points left, and I've spent the last few minutes looking through the list, but I can't really find someone I like. So I think I'll save my points for a bit. Which means this is our list of transfers so far, and I reckon they're looking pretty solid. It's definitely a list of riders that would improve our team as a whole. With, in my opinion, Lorenzo Finn as the key signing, because this guy could be our franchise player in the future. Anyway, time for some more racing then. We've got stage 3, a versatile sprint perhaps? With 73 Hillstead, I'm hoping Matthias Kopetzky can survive this. But the game certainly doesn't think so, because the favorite is Valentin Paré-Peintre. Anyway, we'll see in the race. Oh snap, this weather is abysmal, kind of what you expect from Romandy, but we've got a 0 day on Kopetzky, that means 74 Hillstead and 74 sprint. That should be okay. The hardest climb to survive will be that second last climb, but it should be doable I think. With about 50 kilometers to go, we are truly in the hill zone, the third last climb, and I'll be honest, Kopetzky is not looking that good. 1/3 of his yellow left and still 2.5 climbs to come. I'm starting to get worried that he might not make it. Anyway, I guess we're about to find out because the second last climb is about to begin. Worst case, we've got Ivan Romeo as the backup. Come on, Kopetzky, our man is losing positions one by one. Should I use a rider to protect him? I think I should. Schwarzbacher can do so. Come on, Kopetzky. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. His energy is running out very quickly. The climb is stopping right here. Come on, hold on, hold on. His energy is gone, but he's made it over the top, but he's only got a 2-kilometer descent to recover, so I think he's doomed. Just one small bump left in the road, Kopetzky's done for, so it's all gonna be about Romeo, I think, so let's focus on him. There comes the lead out to the final climb by Steiner. Let's do 99 right now. Okamika taking over right now on 95. We're looking good. Schwarzbacher was trying to survive as well, but he's gone too, so it's definitely about Romeo. Bellocchi is in the wheel of Okamika, 300 meters towards the top, but Hirschi is getting caught just as we speak. Into the descent, and 9 kilometers to go, starting with a descent. That descent is done for. Lots of riders trying to build a sprint train on the left for Narvaez when it comes to UAE Team Emirates. We've got Hajduk, Van Dijken, Tarling for Ineos it seems, but Ineos is actually pushing in the last 4.5 kilometers here, and as usual, we don't exactly have much energy on Bellocchi, so that is a downside. Can I get to the wheel of someone with Bellocchi right now? Can I get to the wheel of maybe Narvaez or Bettiol right now? That would be ideal. We've got Romeo still in the wheel. I want to move to the front right now on 85 because the leadouts are done for. We're looking okay, we're looking okay. Can I now get to the wheel of Tarling maybe? Because I should put Romeo in the wheel of Tarling directly, so let's do that, and I'll try and get out of the way with Bellocchi right now. Romeo, get to the wheel, get to the wheel, get to the wheel. 1.5 kilometers to go. Come on, come on, come on. There comes my launch. Romeo tries to come past, but we just don't have the speed. Not even a podium here. It's going to be Joshua Tarling taking it. I was hoping for a little bit better there. I swear there were a couple of gaps at the finish line there, but it doesn't look like the game has counted them, so that is also devastating. But we've got a top 5, which means we're basically still in 3rd place in GC on 15 seconds of Ghana. And now it's time for once again a time trial, 19 kilometers, but a hilly one. Filippo Ganna is once again the favorite, but we are 5th favorite, so we should be doing pretty well against the GC riders. The more time we take on them, the more likely we survive in GC on the mountain stages. So, Markel Bellocchi is on the road, basically my test subject for Ivan Romeo. I tried to go 80 on the flat to make sure I spent all my yellow bar by the end of this race, but I'm not even sure that will be possible because I'm now going 86 on the actual climb, and let's take a look at my first time, and it's okay. 14th, but I reckon I can even go 85 on the first flat. I also made sure to go above 85 on the climb to spend some of my red bar there because it's a downhill now to the finish, so I won't be spending much of my red here. Into the last kilometer, try to spend all my red bar in the last K now. There we go. Okay, time trial, 10th. But I think I roughly know what to do, so that's good. There we go. Ivan Romeo is on the road on 85 already from the start, so that's a bit risky, but I'm gambling on it. On the climb now, 87. My man's got 79 time trial today, so that is fantastic. Is 87 enough? I think it is because we're spending our red bar quite quickly, so that is our goal. First time check incoming. Let's take a look right now. Second time on 4 seconds of Jorgensen, so that is perfect, but I dropped it down to 86 now. There we go. Final kilometer for Romeo. Let's do 99 to the line. Spend our red bar second time on 9 seconds. But I think Tarling will beat us. Yes, by 6 seconds. And most likely this man as well, Filippo Ganna, wins. So yeah, Ivan Romeo finishes 4th on this time trial, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. And of course, as a consequence, we are still 3rd place in GC now on 28 seconds of Ganna, but ahead of any GC rider. Unless Filippo Ganna is a GC rider. Like, Jorgensen is pretty close to us in GC on 10 seconds, but all the other GC riders are on a minute or more, which also means that the white jersey is pretty open for us because Joshua Tarling, I don't expect this guy to hold it, and the rest of the competition for this jersey is on more than a minute. So hopefully Romeo can win the white jersey here. Anyway, now it's time for the big one, the Queen stage of the Tour de Romandie to Tion 2000, which looks like a 20-25 kilometer climb, so that's crazy. Once again, Valentin Parepantre is the favorite, which I did not expect, but he's got 80 mountain stat. But I think after the time trials, that guy's on like 3 minutes. So it's Matteo Jorgensen we need to worry about because this guy can also climb pretty well. And of course, our man Ivan Romeo only has 74 mountain stat, but he's in a fitness peak, so I'm hoping that this does help his mountain stat in the race. I just really want to podium this Tour de Romandie because our team desperately needs UCI points. So yeah, let's begin. Okay then, we've got a +1 on the day on Ivan Romeo, so 76 mountain stat, that is solid. I was hoping for a +2, but you can't have everything. But I gotta say that final climb looks absolutely brutal, so I'm terrified. And the racing so far has been so incredibly fast that the breakaway on the first big climb is simply completely falling apart, and it does not help that Narvaez is literally attacking them, so I don't know what his plan is. A 120-kilometer solo? Anyway, that is his problem. I am chilling in the peloton. Honestly, not too much is happening in the rest of the stage outside of the break being caught on the second last climb, so that climb is also over. I've lost quite a few teammates though. I've got 2 riders left, Okamika and Steiner, but they're barely holding on. Okamika can protect Mr. Romeo as we speak. The rest is gone already, like Bellocchi. I was hoping he would survive 1 climb longer. Anyway, trying to recover as much as possible on the final descent towards the final climb as we speak, so the big moment is coming. Tion 2000 is coming. There we go, on the climb, and the tempo by UAE Team Emirates is already pretty high, so it's a 20-kilometer climb, so I think it's best I do my own tempo here. Like, I'm gonna try and stay in the draft as long as possible. Tarling is doing the exact same thing, but I've already lost my teammates, so this is gonna be a struggle. Narvaez off the back, Tarling is about to drop as well, but we are still in the group just at the back, but our yellow bar is melting. Oh, halfway the climb, and I'm on a gap as we speak, but I need to do my own tempo, otherwise I'm gonna be ruined. We do have attacks at the front of the race. Vlasov is going together with Zambanini chasing, but then Jorgensen is setting the tempo in the group because he knows that Ivan Romeo is off the back, but there's nothing more I can do here than doing my own tempo. Uiterbroek's off the back, so I'm hoping that the front group is done for soon. To be honest, they're literally just ahead of us and 1 by 1 riders are dropping, so it's not like they're too far ahead, but Jorgensen is gone. Jorgensen is completely gone and is now about to drop Sivakov and might be winning the race here, so that is not great for me. That's a 2-minute gap, so we're definitely not winning Romandie. And even finishing on the podium, that will be difficult too. Actually, Sivakov and Jorgensen are both dropped at the moment by Lenny Martinez, so it's a close battle at the front. But it's a very lonely fight for Ivan Romeo, a battle against himself right now, sitting in maybe 10th position on the road. Jorgensen, Sivakov and Martinez are all done for, but I think it's gonna be Martinez winning the race because he's got the gap at the moment. Actually, on the line, Sivakov comes around, Jorgensen comes in second. It is Sivakov winning on Tion 2000, but now the waiting begins. Ivan Romeo is completely done for, finishing on 4 minutes, getting passed by Prologue on the line. 13th place on the stage. Top 3 is gone. Top 5 might be gone. I don't know where we finish in GC. But it's fair to say I was hoping for a bit better when it comes to GC, but there's not much more I could have done here. Ooh, GC, and we are nowhere in the top 10. Really? I did not expect being completely out of the top 10 here, to be honest. That is a real disappointment. And the white jersey, that is going to Lenny Martinez. We finished 5th in that. I swear, if we're gonna be 11th place in GC, I'm gonna be so salty. Oh my god, you can't be serious! 11th place on 10 seconds of Valentin Paré-Peintre. That is such a disappointing result. Pro Cycling Manager, please, I need UCI points, give it to me. And of course, stage 6 won't be of much help because this is a sprint stage, so getting 10 seconds on Paré-Peintre is near impossible here. Olaf Kooi is the favorite for this one. We'll try our best with Kopecky, but it's a pure sprint, so I don't think a victory is gonna be possible. I'm hoping for a top 5 maybe. Once again, super rainy conditions, but a +2 on Matthias Kopecky, so 76 sprint. Come on, we gotta get that top 5. I feel like in the final of sprint stages, whenever I put Matthias Kopecky in the wheel of another sprinter, he tends to lose all his red bar before the sprint even starts, so I'm gonna risk it today. I'll make my own sprint train. In the last 4.4 kilometers, not exactly the perfect position. Romeo is trying to worm his way towards Alvarez right now. 3 kilometers to go. Come on, Alvarez. You can keep moving up, keep moving up, keep moving up. Romeo is in the wheel right now and he can go 99. Should I lead out already? I will lead out already. Kopecky in the wheel. Come on, Kopecky. This is okay. This is okay. Last kilometer, corner right there. So let's launch early. Come on, Kopecky. Top 5, top 5, top 5. Yes, yes, no, no. 6th. We're gonna get 6th. Oh, 6th place. Just outside of my wanted top 5. Why can't Pro Cycling Manager give me what I want for once in my life? Anyway, the winner of the stage is Simone Consoni, but a 6th place for Kopecky is actually a solid result on a stage like this, so I shouldn't complain too much. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look at 10th place. Ivan Romeo. We've got a top 10 in GC. I don't know what happened. I don't know how, but I'll take it. The cycling gods have granted me UCI points. Yes. What happened? Jordan Jagat dropped out of the top 10. What happened to him? Looks like he finished on 1 minute 14, but I genuinely don't know how, so I assume that he crashed. Hey, not my problem. We've got our 10th place in GC, so Ivan Romeo, I'm happy. How many UCI points is that? Tour de Romandy, 10th place in GC, 85 UCI points. Not exactly that much, but I'll take it. And actually 15 UCI points for that 6th place on the final sprint stage, so thank you, Kopecky. But despite gaining UCI points, Sirocco for Endurance is still in P22 in the UCI World Tour ranking. We need a top 18, so that is not good enough. Euskaltel Euskadi is beating us, so that is not allowed. In the next few episodes, we have to score some big UCI points and start moving up. And actually, next episode, it's time for a pretty big race. The Giro d'Italia is coming and I'm looking forward to starting it. But I'm afraid that's the end of today's episode. Not exactly the greatest episode in terms of results, only 1 podium on a stage and 10th in GC, but I had fun. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.